When you think about the most influential people in history, scientists definitely earn a spot beside heroes and philanthropists. With a whole lot of genius and a bit of madness, these minds shaped the world through discovery. Surprise yourself with things you probably never knew about the famous scientists of our time. A scientist is an individual who engages in systematic and organized inquiry, investigation and study of the natural world, its phenomena and its underlying principles. Scientists use various methods, techniques and tools to gather evidence, analyze data and develop theories or explanations about how the world works. Here are interesting facts about scientists. Albert Einstein married his cousin. If you think about it, the name Einstein is almost synonymous to science. One of the most famous scientists in history, Albert Einstein, set the foundation for modern physics through redefining the process of time, matter, space, energy and gravity. However, you wouldn't expect that the man behind the E=mc2 equation married his first-degree cousin. Albert Einstein pursued a relationship with his cousin Elsa while still married to his first wife, physicist Mileva Marić. After divorcing Marić on February 1919, Einstein remarried with Elsa 3 years later. Elsa and Albert married as maternal first cousins, since their mothers were sisters and their fathers were first cousins. The Einsteins did not have children together, but raised Ilse and Margot, Elsa's children from a previous marriage, as their own. Charles Darwin did not form the theory of evolution alone. Charles Darwin often takes credit for the theory of evolution since penning On the Origin of Species in 1859. However, Darwin actually collaborated with fellow British naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace in discovering the patterns and theories of evolution. During Darwin's time in the Galapagos Islands, Wallace conducted observations of his own in modern-day Indonesia. From a distance, the two naturalists communicated through letters. Together they discovered that animals have to adapt to their environment to survive. Darwin and Wallace went on to co-author the 1858 paper, On the Tendency of Species to Form Varieties and on the Perpetuation of Varieties and Species by Natural Means of Selection. Just another detail that people often miss about these famous scientists. Marie Curie is the only person to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences. Marie Curie is the only scientist in history to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different categories. She was awarded her first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903 for her work on radiation and a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2011 for her discovery and work on radium and polonium. Eventually, the Curie's dedication to science earned them an element in the periodic table and a place among the most famous scientists of all time. Marie Curie's contributions to science were remarkable, and her achievements continue to inspire and influence scientists to this day. She not only made groundbreaking discoveries but also overcame significant challenges as a woman in a male-dominated field, making her a symbol of determination and scientific excellence. Stephen Hawking was told he wouldn't live past 23. One of the most influential people in science is Stephen Hawking for his lifelong attempts to grasp the universe. Hawking left a legacy not just by challenging the concepts of space and time, but as a standout personality in the science community. His best-known work, A Brief History of Time, set a Guinness World Record for remaining a Sunday Times bestseller for 4 years straight. Hawking jokingly called it the most unread bestseller of all time, since people rarely understood the concepts in the book. At 21, Hawking was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, a motor neuron disease that deteriorated his voluntary muscle control. When he was diagnosed, doctors gave him only 2 years to live. However, Hawking lived to a full age of 76 years old, long outliving the doctor's diagnosis. Nikola Tesla probably had OCD. People often associate a high intellect with a tendency for quirks, and Nikola Tesla proved just that. Aside from being one of the forefathers of electricity with his alternating current, Tesla made a reputation for himself as a man with compulsive habits. Tesla refused to touch hair, pearls, and anything round or dirty. Tesla also fixated on the number 3 and would always walk around a building 3 times before entering it. Before each meal, Tesla would use exactly 18 napkins to polish his dining utensils until they sparkled. Yet for all his quirks, Tesla remains as one of the most famous scientists of his time. Tesla was known for his eccentric behaviors and habits. He reportedly had an intense aversion to germs and often engaged in repetitive rituals such as walking around a building 3 times before entering. That's an interesting fact about scientists.